Architecture is more than just design, it's about crafting experiences. And nobody understands this better than our next speaker. उन्हें हम कहते हैं a true maestro in the world of high-rise architecture and also luxury hospitality. He has spent over 36 years not just defining, but constantly redefining the skyline across India, Dubai, Sri Lanka, and beyond. With over 3,500 projects to his name, he seamlessly blends innovation with sustainability. Hotels are not just buildings. For all of us who are avid travelers here, they are experiences. And designing iconic hotels requires an understanding of local cultural nuances, traveler expectations, and of course, architectural precision and brilliance. So he's here to take us through the journey of creating globally renowned hospitality spaces. Please put your hands together for architect Reza Kabul. He is in the house. Welcome. So glad to have you here. Can we have a hand mic, please?
Good afternoon. Firstly, I would like to thank CREDAI to invite me to speak on such a huge, august platform. It's a pleasure to be among all developers. Most of the developers, most of the hoteliers that we have are initially developers, and once they get into the business, they make their money, and then they start thinking, what next? So they get into the hospitality business. So when you get into the hospitality business, there are two things that you have to, or three things that you have to keep in mind. One is that hotels, unlike buildings or residential or commercial buildings, you have to invest, and there's a gestation period. There's a period when you have to, after you finish the project also, you have to wait till you start making money. But the mindset of a developer is normally that once you buy the land, you start making money because you start selling. So in times when I started my practice 37 years ago, client used to come and he used to say, I paid a token amount today and I want a plan tomorrow. I want to start selling tomorrow. I've got investors. And that used to be the game for the developers. So when you're doing a hotel, it's not like that. You have to have a fully paid up land parcel. You have to build the hotel and you have to wait till you start making money. So as a developer, if you start thinking of making a hotel, be sure that you have deep pockets and you have enough patience to hold on and get the money. But of course, eventually it pays you because what happens is you start making money and the property also starts appreciating. So So you have to have the patience. So the essence of hospitality design lies in crafting spaces that feel like home, yet offer the thrill of something new. So when you're doing a hotel, you have to keep certain things in mind. And these are some of them, like enhancing the experience of the hotel, creating spaces, identity. So when you get into a hotel, normally when I start living in a hotel, I repeat the hotel. Because what happens is you get a recognition, you get a sense of, home. So it's a home away from home. And that should be the experience when you're doing a hotel. So the core functions of the hotel that we have is thoughtful accommodation, engaging in public spaces, recreational wellness zones, seamless service and integration, spatial harmony, exits and compliances, that is all the fire, life, safety that is there. The other very important thing, I mean, we've started getting into the hotels now is sustainability. And we are getting all the materials that we are using recycled materials, we are using materials which are low carbon, with low carbon emission. And we are also thinking of, properties like hotels which are there or buildings which are there. We recycle the buildings. And like some properties, before COVID, they were commercial buildings, and now they have become hotels. So we recycled them. That is very important as well, and we are doing a lot of that. What's the idea of luxury in a hotel? So it's not only the room, it's not only the lighting, it's not only the comfort, but then it's like you're moving towards a lot of innovations, you're moving towards a lot of automation. Earlier, we used to see there were so many switches by the bedside, and there were so many lights, and you didn't know which one was operated from where. That used to be a real challenge. By the time you had to check out of the hotel, you knew what was there. So it was a challenge. Now we are getting into the mode of, automation, and when we are having automation, you can even have a keyless check-in. You can check in on the mobile, you can get into the hotel, and then all your operations, your electrical, the lighting, your curtains, your everything is done on the automation. So that is this thing. The other thing is mostly when we see a developer or anybody who makes money or a city which wants to show that it's a city, they come up with iconic structures. So these are some of the iconic structures, and the cities are known because of these hotels. Like we have the Burj Al Arab, the Taj Mahal, Las Vegas Bellagio, the Marina Sands Bay, Singapore. So what makes these hotels iconic? So it's the USPs that is there. So like the Burj Al Arab was just thought, it was envisaged into the sea, and how you arrive, how you have the experience of arriving at the property. You drive through a golf cart, you come inside, and you go under the water. You see these, there are villas under the water, there is the restaurants under the water. So these are all immersive experiences, and that makes it a real iconic hotel, like our Taj Mumbai, which is a structure, and it's a historic structure itself, built by the Tata family. And the other is the Marina Sands Bay with the iconic swimming pool that is there on the top. So, and the Bellagio with its various lighting and the Italian influences. This is the other hotel, which again tells you, that you've arrived, you've come to the city. So they are basically, hotels are like, they are like museums. They are like, they talk to you about the city, and they tell you where you are from and what the city is about. So this is some of the projects that we are doing, and they are really iconic. It's a green building. It's coming up in your city, in Nasik. It's just opposite the riverfront, opposite the dam of Godavari. And here we've tried to give you the experience. What we are doing is each and every room has the views of the waterfront, and they are separate. So we planned it in such a way that each of the rooms, there are no common walls. So you don't have any connection with the next room. So many times when you're staying in a hotel, the next room, the volume of the TV is very high, and then you start getting disturbed. But this doesn't have that, so it's like a very exclusive kind of a property. And the way it is being constructed, I think you should visit it. The clients themselves are very much involved, and he's a part of the whole project, actually. This is another iconic project that we are doing in Amritsar. And here it's a 100-meter tall building. is that it's got the largest banquet, very close to the Golden Temple, and it's a very iconic design. We have a glass box on the top, which is a high energy bar that is coming up over there. This is another upcoming iconic building that we are doing, a hotel in the Gift City in Ahmedabad, which is the Prime Minister's pet project, the Gift City. And it's a business hub. So here we have three-sided road, and we've got retail, commercial, and hotel. So this is at the entrance of Gift City. So it's like a gateway to the city. So it says, you know, you come to the entrance. That's the thought that we had. This is another project we are doing in Manali, which is 102 keys. And here the challenge was doing the hotel because it's a very high terrain area. You can't cut the land. You have to use the topography, and you have to build as well. So this is right now under construction in Manali. So these are some of the other angles. This is another property we are doing in Kathmandu. It's a Hyatt place. And so what I'm trying to show you is that each of these hotels, whatever we are doing, we are bringing in the local flavor. Although it is, you know, it's a modern building, it's got some constraints, and we had to go in for glass. But inside, when you get into the hotel, it starts speaking for itself, because the finishes, the interior, the language, the color palette, it all explains to you. Now, this is another hotel we did in the Bhutan in Thimphu. It's a Lee Meridian. And here, the skyline is defined by the city's norms. So you have to follow the design standards and the language that is there on the facade. But inside, you have whatever the brand wants. So hotels are like cultural landmarks. When you arrive at the place, it is, like I said, it's a museum, and it reflects the character of the city. It reflects the story about the city. It tells you a lot about the city. And like this is Japan. This is another hotel, which is a Ritz-Carlton. And this one it talks about Japanese architecture. It talks about Japanese landscape, the Zen gardens and everything. So it's very important for a hotel to speak about the city. Unlike, if you look at this, most of the brands insist that, you know, they want to have the same language going around in the entire, brand that is there. So they insist of having the same things, which I do not, fancy it too much, because what happens is, you know, you are not giving the city the identity. If you look at it, it all looks the same. It's got the same kind of punch windows. It's got the same kind of looks. So I'm not in favor of this too much. I say that the city should, like, this is another brand which is there, Aman Resorts. And if you look at every hotel that is there, it talks about the city, it talks about this location where it is, and it's got a different language. And that should be now every global hotel has their own requirements, like they have the personalized services, cultural integration, state-of-the-art facility, exceptional comfort and convenience. And that we have to implement it in each of our designs. Although we do it as per the city requirement, and the requirement of a lot of the clients have a lot of requirements. So most of our clients are, as I said, you know, they are first-time they're developers, and they become first-time hoteliers. And when they become first-time hoteliers, I'm sorry to say, but what happens is they just go and stay in a hotel, and they come back and they say, oh, I want to do a 5-star luxury hotel. without knowing the implications of the entire hotel, which is, it's just the tip of the iceberg, what you see in the front of the house. The back of the house is the backbone of the hotel, and that is very important. So you've got to understand that to have the hotel, a functional hotel and a real, impactful and luxury hotel. So when you're doing a resort hotel or you're doing a business hotel, there are various things that you have to keep in mind. So you're, in a resort hotel, the room sizes are larger. You have more amenities which are leisure related. Whereas in a business hotel, you have more functionality, because when you get into the room, you just go and sleep in the room. It's not that you're going to, be most of the time in the room. You're most of the time out of the room. You just go night, sleep, have your breakfast, and then you get out for your work. Whereas in a luxury leisure hotel, you stay back, you want to enjoy the room, you want all the amenities that is there in a luxury hotel. So these are some of our more projects that we have completed. This is executed. This is a Taj in Gandhinagar. It's a 118 rooms operational hotel. The lobby, here we have a 44,000 square feet spa, a wellness area, and so right from the, when you enter the property, you have the feel of it. The lobby itself, if you see on the corner on the left-hand side of mine, there you have the effect, the aroma, the smell, the ambience itself. It tells you, you're in a resort and you are in a luxury area. So these are some of the other images of the property. So when we got into this property, this was a half-built property. And if you see the images on the top, we have before the lobby and how we transformed it down, the restaurant that was there, and how we transformed it. So this is another hotel we did shortly. It opened up in Nasik itself. It's a 125 key, 4 points by Sheraton, and it's operational now. These are some of the other images, the all-day dining, the pool, the elevation, the rooms. This is a very interesting property that we are doing, a luxury property in Koh Samui in Thailand. And this was a property which was operational before the COVID. And when COVID came in, the property got shut. And there was a, bank took over, and my clients took over from the bank. And we got in, the clients brought us on, and we got in, and we changed the entire thing, keeping the structure, because we couldn't do much to the structure as there is a lot of restrictions. So, but we changed the facade, we changed the entrances, and 10 to 15% was allowed. So we managed to do that. We put in a pool in the center, which is between the two blocks. You have the pool, and you have any of the rooms can just come out from the rooms, and any of the guests from the rooms can come out and just enter the pool. So that's how firstly, the site is a very linear site. That's my sea, and that is the hotel entrance. So we have the main building at the entrance, then we have the central blocks, and then we introduce some villas towards the end, where we put in their own individual swimming pools, and we have a restaurant and the pool bar at the edge of the beach. So that's the renders. Now, of course, some of it is completed as well. Each of these villas have their own pool. That's the entrance. So here we had a story, there is a Tibetan, Buddhist of the infinity knot. And we took that infinity knot and we made it a story, because this is a tapestry by Hilton, and they have a story. So you have to build a story and you take the entire project along with it. So we have the infinity knot story and we converted it into the grill and various other amenities. This is the Taj in Ahmedabad. It's almost, so we've got one more tower which is there, now it's completed. So initially we finished only the commercial and the retail part, and we finished the Taj with 170 rooms. So this was done in a record time of 36 months. 3 basements, 22 floors, 170 rooms, and the all-day dining, the lobby, and the banquets we finished in. And just before COVID, we finished and we started. There was a incentive from the government. If you start before the 31st of March 2020, the developer would be getting a, kind of a payback from the government. So it was a 24-hour project that we were doing. We were literally living on site. My team was on site when we finished this project, because it was not only the architecture, the interior designing as well, and it was a challenge project. So these are some of the suite rooms, the deluxe rooms, the lobby, the spa, the presidential suite, and the spa rooms. So here, again, we had a story and we picked up the story. Like Ahmedabad is known for Garba. And what we did is we got a sculpture artist to work on it, and we got the whole sculpture that is there at the arrival porch. It is the ghagara and the chunni that goes. So that was developed. And even all the block printing that is there. Ahmedabad was the Manchester once upon a time. So they used to do a lot of block printing. So we got that in the ceiling, we got it in the rooms, and the peacock color that is there, which is again the Indian bird, we brought it into the entire design. So what is the future? So future of hotels, future of hospitality. We are going to see a lot of technology that's going to come in, a lot of AI that is going to come in, and we have to be really prepared. So whatever projects we are doing now, we are trying and making it in such a way that it can be implemented, it can be integrated in another time when it comes, when the development happens. So we have to keep that in mind. Bespoke experiences, that is very important. Guests want, and when a guest comes to a hotel, that is what we have seen normally, is they feel that they'd rent a room for a day, but they bought the hotel, the entire hotel, So their expectations are very high, and you have to give them the best, and you have to be really, very immaculate and no flaws. Because one mistake and on the social media you've got it, and that creates a bad name. Sustainability and green, that is the word, and we are doing in our projects, like I showed you, Nasik, we are trying to implement a lot of green stuff in there. And of course, a truly iconic luxury hotel isn't just about luxury, it's about identity. That's what I say. So thank you very much. But all developers, just keep in mind, if you want to do a hotel, please be prepared, have deep pockets and patience. You can't do it like a real estate project. That's it. Thank you. Please.
Hi, Mr. Reza. I'm Rajni Ajmera here. Excellent presentations. I was so far, at least personally, I was so far knowing, so you are very good with luxury buildings and designings in the residentials and the institutional buildings, because I happen to work with your teams at the SVKM. But today we see that you have got very good expertise in the hotels. So I'd seen in your presentations, just I would like to, I had always the questions, when we do the green buildings, so the lot of plantations in the building, so how you can take care about the leakage and the roots going inside the structure, I think, can you highlight?
So we do a lot of, we have to take precautions. Whatever you do, you have to take precautions. And we are doing a lot of liners, fiber liners and everything within the, before we do the plantation. So that is there. And plus the drainage system has to be very well done. And you have to have those sand bed filters and everything so that the water just drains out and the soil doesn't drain out. So there's a lot of technical things in it, but yes, we are doing it and it's been successful also.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. May I request, please stay with me for just one more minute. I'd like to invite Mr. Suresh Patil on stage to kindly present a token of our gratitude. Is Mr. Patil in the room? Sir, aaiye. Yes, sir, request you to please take center stage. Welcome, sir. Please present a token of our gratitude to architect Mr. Reza Kabul. Yes. And please accept this on behalf of all of us here at CREDAI. Let's have a huge, warm round of applause for Mr. Kabul.